and me. Ain't that America? Something to see, baby. Ain't that America? Home of the free. Little big house, it's all you and me, but you and me. You and me.
Can't you see what that woman she's been doing to me? Can't you see? That's the time. I feel like making love to you. That's the time. I feel like making dreams come true. Feelings in your heart, and down at my core is the hardest part. We can burn without fuel.
Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women there, and I'm gonna get me one. You wanna play a little something for 'em, Bo Tina?
Baby, if you want me to, this will go away. Now, any one good reason why I should ever make a change.
There's a lot of strange things going on. People hating and killing and carrying on. Now I know that they're supposed to be known.
Well, there ain't no pain I've ever known more than sitting home crying and living alone. Loneliness is dying, don't sit there and cry. Feel sad and sorry and wondering why. There's too much daylight left in your day. You don't want to waste it all anyway, 'cause there ain't no pain I've ever known more than sitting home crying and living alone. Your true love left you, took the dog and the cat. Best friend was driving and they both left you flat. Well, they cleaned out your bank, took all your cash, and took the Jack Daniels and your personal stash. But there ain't no pain I've ever known more than sitting home crying and living alone. Yeah, there ain't no pain, you know, during this COVID thing. We're all just sitting around, you know. Cause there ain't no pain I've ever known more than sitting home crying and living alone. Well, you can't quit living, you gotta get up and out that door. That soulmate you thought you had ain't no soulmate at all. You gotta motivate, you gotta activate, you gotta make the scene, you gotta do some juking if you know what I mean. 'Cause there ain't no pain I've ever known more than sitting home crying and living alone. Well, jump in that rain locker and wash off the dirt. Put on those tight Levi's and that sweetheart shirt. Get down to the juke joint where the blues can be found. Get up on that dance floor and dance with the crowd. 'Cause there ain't no pain I've ever known more than sitting home crying and living alone. 'Cause there ain't no pain I've ever known more than sitting home crying and living alone. Yeah, there ain't no pain, and we're all home, but we're live on Get Amped Studios. Thank you, Steve, for having me out here today. Thanks to all my friends all around the country. My name is Sweet William. I got that name from my late, great guitar player, Papa Ned Johnson, when I played bass guitar for his band Blue Smoke. So I'm going to start off with a very sad song. I wrote a lot of different songs in my life, blues, folk, songs for cause, songs about the Army, my life, and love and war. I wrote this song, it took me about, I'd say about a half a day, maybe less. I wrote it the day after the big tragedy at Santa Fe High School in Texas. It's about gun control, but it's about personal control. I'm not against the Second Amendment, but I'm against errant use of guns. When the school bell rang in Santa Fe, all those kids were blown away. I wish I could say to my son, when the school bell rang the other day and their graduation was torn away, I wish I could say, Santa Fe, you're the only one. But all these school tragedies, they break my heart, put me down on my knees. So please, what can be done? Parkland High and Columbine, Sandy Hook, where those young ones died, and we cried, then looked away. Well, I tell you, my son, if you face that active shooter's gun, you better run, you better hide, you better pray. All these school tragedies, they break my heart, put me down on my knees. So please, what can be done? When you tally, count them all, carve their names in some granite wall that casts the pall of the horror we endure. And gather often every year and honor the names that you carved here, for I fear they'll be lost forevermore. All these school tragedies, they break my heart, put me down on my knees. So please, what can be done? All these school tragedies, they break my heart, bring me down to my knees. So please, please, put down your gun. That's a little bit of a sad song about American tragedies, but we got a A lot of stuff going on in this country today. I'm a veteran of the Vietnam era. I didn't step foot into Vietnam. I was stationed on an island in the East China Sea. Counterintelligence was my game. I was a counterintelligence operative. But the generation that I grew up in, the baby boomers, we were quite torn apart for this war in Vietnam. Our generation had to face the Vietnam question, civil rights, women's rights. This is called Coming Home. I remember coming home from college in '69. I'd seen the birth of my inspiration screamed across barricaded lines. As we watched on live TV, that Nam War turned to tears. The hanging ropes of those young brave boys were hung around our fear. Some fought to go to Vietnam, some fought to bring it home. Some fought for human dignity, some fought to be left alone. We all had a choice, and so few turned away. Our generation was torn in half, each one of us, we felt betrayed. Our sisters and our brothers, they shouted to be heard. While everyone was shouting now, no one heard a word. We fought to go to Vietnam, we fought to bring it home. We fought for human dignity, we fought to be left alone. I remember coming home, it was 1972. I'd seen the death of my inspirations and we left behind a few. Now it's been over 40 years and I'm back in the States. Prisoners of war are MIAs, they're still an unknown fate. I fought to go to Vietnam, I fought to bring it home. I fought for human dignity, now bring our soldiers home. I fought to go to Vietnam, I fought to bring it home. I fought for human dignity, now bring our sisters home. Now bring our brothers home. Now bring all our soldiers back home. A little bit of coming home. So I have a lot of veteran friends, and one comes to mind, a guy I knew named Sarge, and I knew him for about 20 years. He used to come to the same bar that I went to, and he'd sat in that old bar stool. And when he passed away 4 years ago, it gave me impetus to write this song. Not about veterans, but about barroom fools, aren't we all? Just a barroom memory, sat on that old bar stool, telling his stories again and again, just a barroom fool. There were times through the years that I even knew their name, but each new barroom fool seems much the same. The first I knew so long ago, his name was Jack. Clock tick-tock and he was gone, ain't never coming back. Now his old bar stool stayed empty for near about a week, till another barroom fool sat in that seat. But it had a memory. La-doo-da-dee-da-da. La-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Dee-da-dee-da. At the bar last night, I looked around at all the friends I knew, and realized then that in the end they'd be memories too. So when I'm gone and I've passed, no longer on my old bar stool, friends will stop to say goodbye to this old barroom fool. Just a barroom memory. I sat on my old bar stool, telling my stories again and again. Just a barroom fool. Just a barroom memory. I sat on my old bar stool, singing my songs again and again. Just a barroom fool. Just a barroom fool. Rest in peace there, Larry. Growing up in the 50s, I had the opportunity to watch that little 11-inch TV screen, black and white. But I saw Gene Autry and Tex Ritter and Roy Rogers, all the great singing cowboys. When I was 3, we had a bull mastiff, and I had a cowboy outfit on, chaps and a fringed vest and a cowboy hat, and my mom took a picture of me on top of the bull mastiff. But I love those singing cowboys, and this next song is called Lonesome Cowboy. Little lemon juice for the vocal cords there. It's been a long, long time since the world has seen a man who can rope and tie like the cowboys can. Saddle up and ride down the Chisholm Trail, picking out a tune now, sing a cowboy's tale. Oh, you lonesome dove. Oh, you lonesome man. You are a vanishing hero, America's cowboy friend. Do 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 do. Ride the pale red sunset across the dry and dusty land. His woman on his mind now, but whiskey's in his hand. Gazing at the starlight in the shadows of the moon. Listen to the wolf cry and the great house crew. Oh, you lonesome dove. Oh, you lonesome man. You are a vanishing hero, America's cowboy friend. Do 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 do. Little bit of Lonesome Cowboy. I bet you all are cowboy aficionados out there, especially if you're 70 years old like I am. This next song I wrote about the Santa Fe River. The Santa Fe River flows out of Lake Santa Fe over by Keystone Heights and Melrose. Makes it down to the Swanee River. If you don't know, the Santa Fe River is in a battle with Nestle over the spring water that they want to bottle. Will you stand to love this river? Will you fight to save this river's life? Will you talk and then deliver, do the work that makes the fight? Stand your guard at the State House before they pass some law. Drains our river's essence, callous to what's in store. From the spring that feeds Lake Santa Fe to the spring south of her river rise, 900,000 acres, the Santa Fe is so alive. Yeah, it flows out of the springs in Lake Santa Fe, nestled between Keystone Heights and Melrose. Flows west until it goes underground in a sinkhole for a couple of miles. At the river rise, it pops back up among the many springs before it flows into the Swanee River. From the springs that feed Lake Santa Fe to the springs south of her river rise, 900,000 acres, this watershed is so alive. Will you stop the greed that sells her water for purely private gain, and fight to save those precious springs from the pirates of the rain? Walk the banks and bag the trash, repair the human damage done. See her as a living river, the Santa Fe, and we are one. From the spring that feeds Lake Santa Fe to the spring south of her river rise, 900,000 acres, this watershed is so alive. Will you stand to love this river? Will you fight to save this river's life? OurSantaFeRiver.org. Don't go away. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. And if you're buying or selling a home in Northeast Florida, Kay has the key. And don't forget to stop and get my PayPal and Venmo. I'm playing for tips. Thank you very much. See you in a minute.
Hi, I'm Kay, and I'm an experienced full-time realtor serving Clay, Duval, and St. Johns counties in Northeast Florida. Helping people find their home has been my passion for over 30 years. I am knowledgeable with all aspects of home buying and selling, including military relocation, new construction, first-time home buyers, investment properties, short sales, and foreclosures. I am one of the leading producers in my company, and I was honored as the top producing agent in my office for 2017 and 2019. I'll be your trusted advisor, professional advocate, and your friend. I am super excited to be a sponsor with Get Amped Storytellers. Helping you to achieve your real estate goals gets me amped. Call me at the number below and I will find you the perfect home, help you market your house for sale, or answer any questions you might have. Thank you so much.
Hey, Mary Lou Marazzi. I see you are tuned in. Anybody else out there wants to leave a comment for me? I'm seeing them live right here on the screen, so I'd love to hear from you. This next song is a throwback song from when I was about 15 years old. I worked at Ackerley's Mobile Station on South Street, and I was just a oil changer, and I did tires and stuff. I was only 15, but there was a hanging around guy. He lives down in Ocala. His name's Gary, and he had a 55 Chevy that he worked on. It had a 6-cylinder with 3 Deuce carburetors on it. And he used to get up on the lift anytime he could steal some time on there and work on it. And then on Saturday, he'd go out onto Main Street and drag race and try to lose the cop. We had one cop in the town. So this is called Drag Racing Down Main Street. It's a throwback. Wrenching on my Chevy, pretty Sally walked in. In a sweet voice, she said, "You think you can win?" I said, "Well, Saturday night, I'll roll out these wheels, smoke up the tires so they grip and don't squeal. Rev up the engine, pop the clutch at the top, drag race down the Main Street looking out for that cop." Well, my 055 has got a rocket V8, triple deuce and manifold of carburet, a 411 rear with limited slip, synchro gears and a 4-speed stick. So I'll rev up the engine, pop the clutch at the top, drag race down the Main Street looking out for that cop. Well, I hear those sirens wailing coming up from behind, closer and closer as my engine unwinds. Well, I'm losing ground, I don't have the gas, so I switch on the nitro and kick it in the ass, and rev up the engine, pop the clutch at the top, back down the Main Street, now I'm losing that cop. License and registration, please. Pull it over. Well, I lost that copper, so I headed back home to my sweet Sally, but she wasn't alone. But there at the front door, my future father-in-law, sporting that police badge, 'cause he was the law. So I revved up the engine, popped the clutch at the top, headed back down the Main Street, 'cause he was a cop. Yeah, license and registration. All right, I'm going to go into a couple of love songs. I fell in love with this beautiful woman, didn't we all? And I wanted to write a love ballad, but she was such a standoffish girl. I kind of thought that the rose was a very appropriate flower for Kathy, because it had thorns upon the stem, warnings to pretenders. And I wrote it in the old 50s genre. Dominant fifth progression in the key of C. Baby, I've let you sleep a while, yeah. Thought I'd read the paper and bask in your sleepy smile. I smell the coffee flavors, they mingle through my mind and add a little ambiance to your image deep inside. That last night was so special, each time you held me close and warmed my heart and soul. Your love is like a rose, baby. I've let you sleep a while, yeah. Thought I'd read the paper and bask in your sleepy smile, yeah. Well, the rose will guard its beauty with thorns upon the stem, a warning to pretenders not to touch again. And I wouldn't pick a flower or watch it slowly die, and I wouldn't steal your love and watch you sadly cry, baby. I've let you sleep a while, yeah. Thought I'd read the paper and bask in your sleepy smile, yeah. Well, flowers picked are fleeting, possession in a vase. Possession isn't loving you, it's only selfish praise. And I wouldn't pick a flower just to watch it slowly die, and I wouldn't steal your love and watch you sadly cry, baby. I've let you sleep a while, yeah. Baby. Well, that was a great love affair with Kathy, and then I broke up with Kathy and I wrote another song. And when I wrote the song, that House of Mirrors, I wrote it because I blamed it on her. And then I had an epiphany, and I realized it was just me. And every time I walked through the house, I saw these mirrors. You know, you have them up on the hall closet. You have one in the back of the bathroom door. You have one on your closet door in your master bedroom, and of course on the big dresser. And every time you turn around, you're looking in the mirror, and who do you see? You know. Called House of Mirrors. I was walking in the rain last night, feeling kind of blue. Another victim of a broken heart, all because of you. I was frightened by the moment, almost brought to tears, terrified that living is a fragile house of mirrors, 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 mirrors. I was dreaming of a dame last night. That dream was cruel as the day reached the edge of night. I became the fool. I was frightened by the moment, almost brought to tears, terrified that living is a fragile house of mirrors, mirrors. Everywhere you look, there's a mirror. Mirrors, mirrors. I was walking in the rain last night, feeling kind of blue. Teardrops from a broken sky, each one shed for you. I was frightened by the moment, almost brought to tears, terrified that living is a fragile house of mirrors, 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 mirrors. House of Mirrors. It was all me anyway. So the Santa Fe River has a songwriting contest every year. I came in third place a couple of years ago behind Cindy Bear's great song. I was going to enter this year, and I asked them if I could re-enter my song from last year, and they said no. So I quickly wrote another song, and then they canceled this year. We won't have that Santa Fe songwriting contest again until 2021. It's called the Timucua, Love the River Rise. Long before the Europeans came to build their mission outpost called Toluca de Santa Fe, and travelers crossed that natural land bridge from Tallahassee, St. Augustine on the coast. They call it the Old Spanish Mission Trail. We call it Bellamy Road, where Ginny, Hornsby, and Gilchrist blew, Rum Island Springs and Lilipo, behind the rise in the southern flow, were held in honor by their native sons. The Timucua, you know. Well, those Washington federal lawyers, their aim, it was crystal clear. They felt they could own the land, and the Santa Fe was theirs to steal. Well, the Timucua had many kindred tribes and held the springs as a sacred site. They came together, called themselves Seminoles. They thought the springs were worth the fight. This river, it's a beautiful sight. This river in the pale moonlight. This river deserves what is right. This river is in a perilous fight. Well, General Jackson's troopers, in strength they did come, outnumbered Osceola's men 25-1. Well, their war, they won. Or was it lost? Santa Fe has an owner now, first time in history. But what's the cost? To Gilchrist, Hornsby, and Gilchrist Blue, Rum Island Springs and Lilipo, beyond the rise in the southern flow, held in honor by our native sons. It's our turn, don't you know? This river, it's a beautiful sight. This river in the pale moonlight. This river deserves what is right. This river is in a perilous fight. Okay. Writing songs is you write about what you know, and if you don't know something, you research it, like I did for the Spirit of the Timucua, that last song, and a lot of my songs. But this song here came to me because I'm a good friend with one of the subjects of the song. This lady I know, her son ran afoul of the law. He wouldn't call her on Mother's Day. He wouldn't call her on Christmas. He wouldn't call her on her birthday. But he would call her for money. But he ended up running afoul of the law, and he went into the jailhouse, and he found jailhouse religion. So I wrote this song. It's called Letters from Jail. It's kind of like a bluesy dirge. Letters from jail. She read her son's letters with all his jailhouse news, but his headline said that Jesus sings the blues. She taught him right, and he knew wrong, but he broke the rules. And now he says, Jesus sings the blues. See, he learned inside that Satan had played his evil part, but Jesus could heal a damaged heart. What is it about a prison that a man will search his soul, looking for the truth for him to hold? This never-ending battle now weighs within these prison walls, where Christ will fight the devil for the prisoner's soul. Where Christ will fight the devil for the prisoner's soul. She read her jailhouse letters with all his jailhouse news, and his headline said that Jesus sings the blues. So when that prison gates open and her son walks out free, pray for him, it's not the devil that he sees. I said, pray for him, it's not the devil that he sees. Letters from jail. I wrote this about our generation. It's called Our Generation. I wrote it right after the 2016 election, worrying about our environment here in Florida. Read the morning paper, the story it made page 3, next to the graph of our murder rate and the picture of an old cypress tree, whose captions read that it's quite a shame that we're about to lose fauna and some flora to the poisons that we use. Well, don't tell me that you agree when you stand there frozen still. And don't tell me we have no choice, we all have free will. Right here in our own backyard, we raise the sugar cane. The Everglades get poisoned, that's something to explain. Coal-fired plants and paper mills rise cinder to the sky. It's washed back down in the acid rain, and we're left to wonder why. Well, don't tell me that you agree when you stand there frozen still. And don't tell me you have no choice, we all have free will. And how could we trade our river's health to deepen the Jacksport dredge? Celebrating that new river center built 'cause GP dumped some sludge. Pump high-pressured water into the ground so we can frack. and our coastal islands are shrinking as we melt the glacial pact. Well, don't tell me that you agree when you stand there frozen still. And don't tell me you have no choice. We all have free will. It's a real life shocker that the movement has lost its way. Who here can tell me when we celebrate Earth Day? I thought our generation had more balls than that. I thought our generation wouldn't take this pollution crap. Clean up America. Oh yeah, having a great time. What's our time looking like, Steve? Halfway. Okay, I'm at the bottom of my first list. This is called 25 Years. Well, I got no tears to cry for you. I got no crying that I'm gonna do. 'Cause I got no tears. No tears, no tears, no tears for you. For 25 years, I done all the crying I'm gonna do. Well, there ain't no more to do for you. There ain't no more that I'm gonna do. 'Cause I got no more. No more, no more, no more for you. For 25 years, I done all I'm gonna do. I got no love for you. There ain't no loving that I'm gonna do. 'Cause I got no love. No love, no love, no love for you. For 25 years, I done all the loving I'm gonna do. Well, I got no tears to cry for you. There ain't no more that I'm gonna do. 'Cause there ain't no love. No love, no love, no love for you. The divorce papers, they're final. And baby, we're through. I don't usually end it that way, but that'll work out fine for today. That's a more recent song I'm trying to work on. The next song I'm going to do is called Tin Cup. It's a little story about my more recent past. I was a state licensed contractor. Then I owned a blues bar down in Palatka, trying to make it to my retirement. This is called Tin Cup. Well, look at me now. I was all that. Button-down collar, a vest, and a beaver felt hat. My clothes are all tattered now. My pants are torn. I got no money. I ain't rich no more. So I'll put out my tin cup and play my guitar. Put a nickel or dime in my tip jar. Well, look at me now. I had the American dream. Housing, cars, and plenty of green. Their plea of Glass-Steagall, the greedy bastards robbed me blind. Left me with the blues just to ease my mind. So I'll put out my tin cup and play my guitar. Put a nickel or dime in my tip jar. Well, look at me now. I was a entrepreneur. 40 employees who I truly adored. Well, it was all crushed by the crash of '08. Some playing the blues couldn't anticipate. 'Cause I'll put out my tin cup and play my guitar. Put a nickel or dime in my tip jar. Well, look at me now. I guess I'm okay. Although things never really went my way, you know, I feel the pain, so I know I'm alive. Little help, my friends, I will survive. 'Cause I'll put out my tin cup and play my guitar. Put a nickel or dime in my tip jar. Tin Cup. Well, if this was a drinking pub, I'd say everybody drink. I just need to get a little bit of moisture down this rough throat. Yeah. We'll be right back. We're going to do a little charity spot for the Veterans Group.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Our veterans are the bedrock of our society. They are leaders whose strength and honor place them among our community's most valuable assets. But everyone's journey home is not the same.
Tragically, hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
Without assistance, the downward spiral can be quick and destructive. An average of 22 veterans take their own lives every day.
It doesn't have to be this way.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
That is why Justice for Vets has been working to establish veterans' treatment courts across the nation.
Instead of allowing our veterans to languish behind bars, these courts connect veterans to the treatment they need, the services they've earned, the support they deserve.
Veterans treatment courts hold our veterans accountable for their actions.
By providing structure, treatment, and mentoring, these courts help our veterans and their families get their lives back on track.
And veterans treatment courts work.
They're working by returning healthy veterans to their families, sending veterans back to school, helping them find jobs, and putting veterans back into service in our communities.
Veterans Treatment Courts are nationally recognized as the most innovative and effective solution for saving the lives, families, and futures of our veterans while saving tax dollars for the American public.
Justice for Vets is the only national organization dedicated to the expansion of veterans treatment courts.
With 2.6 million veterans of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, there is an urgent and growing need for more veterans treatment courts. And Justice for Vets is the only organization capable of meeting this demand.
We ask much of our men and women in uniform, and they ask little in return. It is our collective duty to come to their aid when they struggle on the home front. This not only honors their sacrifice, but makes our communities stronger.
A donation to Justice for Vets helps put a veterans treatment court within reach of every veteran in need.
A donation to Justice for Vets keeps veterans and treatment where they belong.
A donation to Justice for Vets shows your commitment to leaving no veteran behind.
A donation to Justice for Vets will help save lives, restore families, and rebuild communities.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kay, and I'm an experienced full-time realtor serving Clay, Duval, and St. Johns counties in Northeast Florida. Helping people find their home has been my passion for over 30 years. I am knowledgeable with all aspects of home buying and selling, including military relocation, new construction, first-time home buyers, investment properties, short sales, and foreclosures. I am one of the leading producers in my company, and I was honored as a top producing agent in my office for 2017 and 2019. I'll be your trusted advisor, professional advocate, and your friend. I am super excited to be a sponsor with Get Amped Storytellers. Helping you to achieve your real estate goals gets me amped. Call me at the number below and I will find you the perfect home, help you market your house for sale, or answer any questions you might have. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. As an essential business, we are taking every precaution to ensure a safe experience at Fields. We feel obligated to tell you that banks and manufacturers now have unprecedented programs for financing, leasing, payment deferrals, loyalty bonuses, and more. Fields is offering remote test drives and contact-free online paperwork and free at-home delivery. We will be here for you when this is over and are here for you now.
Welcome back. This song I wrote recently, it's called Broke Busted, and it's almost like a metaphor for being locked down. It talks about the hanging around the railroad tracks. That's kind of a metaphor for down and out, the hobos and the boxcars. So, and there's just the desire to get this COVID thing over. But it's called Broke and Busted. I'm broke, I'm busted, hanging by the railroad track. I'm broke, I'm busted, hanging by the railroad track. Living in this boxcar with my whole life in some canvas sack. My heart is broken, hanging by the railroad track. My heart is broken, hanging by the railroad track. I guess I'll head north and I ain't never coming back. I'm broke, I'm busted, hanging by the railroad track. I'm broke, I'm busted, hanging by the railroad track. Living in this boxcar with my whole life in this gunny sack. Well, some folk say I'm hopeful, hanging by the railroad track. Some folk say I'm hopeful, hanging by the railroad track. Guess I'll head to Appalachia with this guitar on my back. 'Cause I'm broke, I'm busted, hanging by the railroad track. I'm broke, I'm busted, hanging by the railroad track. Living in this boxcar with my whole life in this canvas sack. Oh, my heart is broken, hanging by the railroad track. My heart, yeah, it's broken, hanging by the railroad track. Guess I'll head to Appalachia with my guitar and this old gunny sack. Broken, busted. I had a bout with cancer, liver cancer. I'm still on watch. I get an MRI every 3 to 6 months. My last one 3 weeks ago came out clear, so I'm doing real good. I had a operation to take out that cancer from my liver 2.5 years ago, and I'm cancer-free up to today. But I wrote this song when I was about ready to have that operation. And it's probably as meaningful today and as the day I wrote it. So anybody out there battling cancer or any other debilitating problem, health issue, along with COVID, this is called Dying Man Blues. Never before in my life did I think I could lose. Never before in my life did I quit playing blues. My hair's turning gray, there's pain every day. Never before in my life I thought it would end this way. And on my tombstone the words that I choose. Never before in his life did he play Dying Man Blues. Never before in my life I couldn't take it no more. Never before in my life would I just walk out the door. No, I stand my ground, no matter the pain. Never before in my life would I back down again. And on my tombstone the words that I pick. Never before in his life did he take a big hit. Never before in my life was the end this close. Never before in my life did I feel such remorse for lies, regrets, and blues and pain. Never before in my life would I live it this way again. And on my tombstone the words that I'd write. Never before in his life did he give up the fight. Never before in my life did I think I could lose. Never before in my life did I quit playing blues. My hair's turning gray, there's pain every day. Never before in my life I thought it would end this way. And on my tombstone the words that I choose. Never before in his life did he play Dying Man Blues. Dying Man Blues. I wrote this song about 45, 50 years ago. I was out on the West Coast. I had ridden my motorcycle cross country. I met up with a good friend of mine, Joe, out in California. We did the coast and about 3 times up and down Monterey and Big Sur and San Francisco and Santa Barbara, Encinitas, San Diego. We ended up in San Diego and we lived on a sailboat and had our motorcycles. And we rented this Art Deco cottage right on Balboa Park. Probably had about 4 or 5 bikers that lived there with their motorcycles parked in the living room. But across the street from our front porch was a park bench in the park. And this old guy I started noticing this old guy would come to the park and sit on that bench every afternoon. And he'd feed the pigeons and the squirrels. So I went and talked to him, and I got to talking to him a few different times and came to understand that he was at the end of his life. And so I wrote this song. It's called Easy Come, and I finished it about 6 months ago. It needed one more verse, which I added. It's called Easy Come. Old man collects his memories to take for a walk in the afternoon and sit among his friends, the trees. His twilight's coming, his twilight's soon, but all that he needs for comfort in his fading midday meadow sun are a few recalls of an easing sort which come easy, which easy come. Older than he ever thought he'd be, poor for the times, wiser for the years. Old and blind, but he still can see yesterday, tomorrow, and all the tears. But all that he needs for comfort in his fading midday meadow sun are a few recalls of an easing sort which come easy, which easy come, which come easy, which easy come. All that he needs for comfort is fading midday meadow sun are a few recalls of an easing sort which come easy, which easy come. But that was nearly 50 years ago when I wondered about that old man. Now I'm sitting on that old park bench. Turns out that's just who I am. And all that I need for comfort in my fading midday meadow sun are a few recalls of an easing sort which come easy, which easy come, which come easy, which easy come. Old man collects his memories to take for a walk in the afternoon. Easy come. Shout out to my wife that's watching, Miss Gay, and down there in Palatka. Anybody want to put a comment up there? I'll holler, give you a big shout out. I hope Jane Brown is listening in there from California. She said she was going to. I wrote this song about mid-1970s. I was a big fight fan when I was growing up. My dad was a fight fan, and I really liked Cassius Clay. He was a 1960s Golden Glove Olympic champion for us. Of course, he fought Sonny Liston out in Las Vegas, knocked him out. But Cassius Clay had a higher calling, and he was going to be different. And this song is about being different. And when we grew up, boys were blue and girls were pink. And now it's a lot different. You know, when you're different, you wear it on your, you wear it. You wear your differences now. And it took a lot of guts to be different through the years that I was growing up. This is called Bad to Wear Pink. It's about Muhammad Ali. So easy to determine here we go. Determine degrees of the cool of a man, like light as a feather and Brando the bad. Ice water veins took Frazier apart. Blood in that beating came my cold, hard heart. How bad must you be to wear pink? How cold be your blood, bold and imposing? How bad must you be to wear pink? Shock the clock, think pink. Supposing I saw the greatest in his pink sweater vest, telling Cosell he was the best. We tried to send him to prison for what he believed. Conscientious objector, uniquely conceived. How bad must you be to wear pink? How cold be your blood, bold and imposing? How bad must you be to wear pink? Shock the clock, think pink. Exploding. How bad must you be to wear pink? How cold be your blood, bold and imposing? How bad must you be to wear pink? Shock the clock, think pink. Exploding. So easy to be pink and be scared, wearing your pastel frightening nightmare. Now suppose you got rattled while sporting soft red. Can the ice in your veins wake up the dead? How bad must you be to wear pink? Just walk out the door. Who cares what they think? 'Cause you gotta be bad to wear pink. Bad will be bad and pink will be be pink. Bad to wear pink. Let's see. Anybody out there ever get a divorce? After my first divorce, I've had 3. I wrote this song. It's called Court Jurisdiction Blues. Hey boy, don't complain about marriage blues and pain, because in reality, divorce don't set you free. The truth that you tell to that two-faced judge, expected by law, meant to indulge the general spirit of justice blind, refuses to examine your specific kind. Face the laws of the court after wedlock fades. She never had such force when support is left unpaid. The truth that you tell to the two-faced judge, inspected by law, meant to indulge the general spirit of justice blind, refuses to examine your specific kind. Court decision is made. Find out what price you paid. But don't you fail to report. They'll come down hard with contempt of court. They'll come down hard with contempt of court. The truth that you tell to the blindfolded judge, inspected by law, meant to indulge the general spirit of justice blind, refuses to examine your specific kind. Hey boy, don't complain about marriage blues and pain. You still will pay your dues with court jurisdiction blues. You still will pay your dues with court jurisdiction blues. Oh yeah, court jurisdiction blues. Okay, let's see. I wrote this song on March 31st, 1991. That was the night they started bombing Baghdad for the first Gulf War. And I was worried about the children. And this is called Innocence Burns the Same. Can we win if we fight a war to kill another man? When counted all the killing say I had to make a stand? Or will it take each one of us alone and unafraid to stand upon our principles on which promises are made? Innocence burns the same. Innocence is in the flame. Hatred blinds the axe of war. In order they be waged. Can a man kill another man lest he kill in rage? So can we tell the smoke and thunder that hangs above the blood not only hides the stench of war, but the murder of brotherhood? Innocence burns the same. Innocence is in the flame. Can we win if we fight that war to kill our fellow man and decorate our brave, brave soldiers with gold medals and brass bands? Or will it take each one of us to realize what we do? Our broken promise is evidence of the killing that we do. Innocence burns the same. Innocence is in the flame. Stand amidst the ruin. In hell the hard war reeks. Homes are shattered, torn and twisted, and the children do not speak. Innocence burns the same. Innocence is in the flame. Innocence burns the same. Pray for the children. Okay, I'm going to play one more here. It's what I played up at in Valdosta at the Swanee River Song Contest last Saturday on my 70th birthday. What a privilege to be invited up there. This is called Choctaw Spirits of the Swanee. And the Choctaw Indians lived all from Tennessee all the way down to Florida, out to Louisiana. And they made up stories about the great Trembling Swamp, the Okefenokee, and which is the mother water for the Swanee River. And the stories were meant to frighten their enemies from coming to this territory and to keep their children from wandering off into the swamp for fear of some of these evil spirits. Dark black water flows to the Gulf. Dark black water from Georgia's Trembling Swamp, where the native folk revere her, the Swanee's mother source. The Choctaw talk of spirits there that echo down the crooked river's course. In dark black water wanders to the coast. Dark, dark black water carries Swanee River ghosts, and the warnings of that trembling swamp, with all the dangers there, like Champay the shapeshifter, Tara the Choctaw fear. From dark black water dark, dark black water, well, the Choctaw soul casts two shadows, one inside and one out. Their inside shadow moves on in death, but the outside shadow haunts the swamp with that dark black water. Meanders to the Gulf, that dark, dark black water from Georgia's Trembling Swamp. The story of that Choctaw princess the white people of the water stole. Deep, deep in black water where Lusa Creetow ate her soul. Dark black water wanders to the coast. dark, dark black water, carry the Choctaw princess ghost. The native folk revere her, the Swanee River's mother source. The Choctaw talk of spirits there that echo down the Crooked River's course. In dark black water, wanders to the coast. In dark, dark water, carry the Swanee River ghost. With the native folk they revere her, Swanee's mother source. The Choctaw talk of spirits there that echo down the Crooked River's course. In dark black water, in dark black water, in dark black water, in dark, dark black water. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sweet William. Hit me up at PayPal or on Venmo. And thank you, Steve, and Get Amp Magazine. This was a great opportunity for me, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and peace. Dark black water wanders to the coast. Dark, dark black water, carry the Swanee River ghost. And the native folk, they revere her, the Swanee's mother source. The Choctaw talk of spirits there that echo down the Crooked River's